Hello. Sorry, it's a poor light. Just got a lamp on in the corner. Got the lamp on in the corner. Maybe that's better. Or maybe that's better. Who cares? The point is, it's evening time and it's Sunday, January 18th, 2026. And the reason I'm making this is because there seems to be a general consensus that there's so much going on that it's driving people crazy and they're feeling chaotic. And I think that we activated pretty much all of that chaos ourselves. We did it. And we're kind of starting to realize that the web of propaganda and lies and theories and theorists and people that have access to all sorts of positions of power and influence are abusing that power and influence in order to self-aggrandize or worse, manipulate others. And so as much as you try and use your own personal discernment about what's real and what's not real, most of the time you're blissfully unaware of whether it really happened unless you experience it. So that's a tough one because, you see friends and relatives and close ones and loved ones, and you see them freaking out over some of the most ridiculous propaganda, and they swear that it's the truth because they saw it on the news or on the internet or wherever, on a billboard, for God's sake. I mean, it's nowhere that propaganda finds sacrosanct. It will infiltrate every possible angle in order to manipulate you so as it can exploit you. And there's nowhere left. So I think I titled this Nothing. No thing. No thing. I broke the word up. See, it's things, right? So what do you feel? What do you actually feel? Like, not what you're feeling about something. So I'm not going to say anything, but how do you feel? How are your senses working? I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, I have, I have an intuition," and then they say things like spidey sense, which actually probably get sued by Disney or Marvel or one of those comic people for using spidey sense, on this compromised network called YouTube, which I'm allowed to pontificate on as long as I don't upset anybody, So, go ahead and report me. If I'm upsetting you, report me to the thought police, because our minds create most things. Our thoughts create most things. So might as well be the thought police and say, you know what, I think I'm pretty sure he's one of those theorists, one of those conspiracy theorists. I entertain conspiracy theories because I find them interesting. I find it interesting to see how many people will flatly defend something they know is not true and yet support something they feel is true, and neither the twain will meet. But at the same time, it's like, well, why do you believe the earth is that if you haven't got any evidence that the earth is that? And then it becomes like, oh, it's fun. This is a fun game. I mean, it's a bit like debate club, when you're told to take a contrary position on a specific subject, you know, or defend flat Earth, or defend, you know, I don't know, so many conspiracy theories, but it's like you're told to take a contrary, and it's like, I'm just aware that there is a possibility that somewhere within the grand picture of what I see in this world, what I see, smell, feel, you know, touch, taste, is when I use all my senses and I sit and I think about the reality of my position in this world, and allowing myself to wander wonder at the wandering, you know, wonder at the wonders. I mean, that's the thing is if you're in a safety zone, then all of that external nonsense that you're seeing every day and dealing with every day just takes on a whole different complexion. You look at it and you go, yeah, well, that's fun, but do you believe it? Manchester United beat Manchester City the other day. Well, do you believe it? Well, yeah, I watched it live. Oh, you did? You were there at Old Trafford, or, you know, the stadium? You're actually using your eyes to see. Well, I watched it on TV live. Yeah, so I believe it. But if anybody told you a couple of weeks ago that Manchester United would beat Manchester City, they'd be like, not a chance, no chance. But that's something that, you know, it's the harsh realities are, sometimes it's real, sometimes it ain't. But you have to accept all of it. You don't have to acknowledge all of it as being truth, but you have to accept it. If you see, if you use any of the 5 senses that are pretty much provable in me, I know I can see things, I know I can hear things, I know I can taste things, I know I can smell things, I know I can touch things, right? Those 5, I've got definites, right? Because I know those. They're part of who I am. Part of my human being are those 5 senses. Now, 6th sense, intuition, maybe, but that's not really a sense, is it? Because you don't know unless it's one of the 5. So, you know, is it a 6th sense? You know, so what is your 6th sense? What is 7th sense, 8th sense, 9th sense? How many do we actually have? Have we explored that? Do we know inside more than we think that is real? Is real? You know, what is real? Can we, you know, can we work it out for ourselves? Have we naturally, inquisitively found out for ourselves what we believe to be real? And if we do, and we're not harming anybody, then, you know, it's just a belief. And I say just a belief, but if it's just a belief and you put everything behind that belief, when that belief is challenged by a contrary thing that says, no, see, it's not that, really, it's upside down, then it's like, oh, well, then I have to let go of that belief and create a new belief. Out of what? Out of your 5 senses, or out of your sense of experience within the moment, you know? And it's a lot of it's within the moment. I mean, I had no idea what I was going to do when I got on stage on Saturday night. That's untrue. I had some idea of what I was going to do, but what was going to come out of the instruments I was playing, the things I was saying, the things I was doing, and the people I was playing with, nope. In the moment, it all came out in a mess, and it was quite a chaotic cacophony of sound and beauty. For me, I really enjoyed my moment. I hope the audience did. I'll post a video later. But if you don't partake in a creative process, and you just sit there and soak up everything that seems to be happening in the world, things that seem to be real, or you make stuff up based on your belief system. You keep going, and you're like, where are you? Where's the chaos? Where are you within this chaos? So you have to sort of like decide where you can deal with it, where you can handle it. Well, I can only handle it by being creative within it. And if I'm creative within it, I get a sense of well-being. I get an extra sensory perception, an idea that I'm actually creating something out of nothing. And again, we'll go back to nothing, no thing. So what is real? Well, this moment, that moment that just passed isn't real, but the one that's in the future is real. Except it can't be because it hasn't been created yet. You know, we're stuck in this really strange time in history where it's very hard to trust even your own senses. So you have to build a belief system. So where do you build it from? From history? That didn't work. From your own story? Well, yes, but only in the moment. Because you change, it changes. So we have to be a little more nimble on our feet, and we have to understand that we can make a better world, but we have to put some effort into it. Not just sit there and go, come on, bring me that better world, will you? Oh, I'm fed up with this one. Just get me a new one, will you? Bring it to me on a plate. You know, or I'll phone Grubhub. Could you bring me a new world, please? Yeah, a better one. Yeah. Right. Cheers then. Yeah. What do you mean it'd be half an hour? I want it now. Okay, within 30 minutes or it's free. Okay, cool. Better world now. What do you mean? No, I know it won't be now. It'll be half an hour. Okay. All right. Thanks. Another false promise. But we are working on it. Create something. Get yourself to be productive and create something of beauty. It's all I want. It's all I want. Love and peace. Well, there you are. Love and peace are my weapons. I'll use them for as long as it goes on. And I love you. That's about the end of my pontification today. And there's been some frustrations, but there's been some fun. I'm going to be posting some music on Tunnel Mental, on an assortment of music, or on Sunspace. There's loads of playlists, but basically the music part of me is going to be posting on an assortment of music. I don't know what it's called, but it's not Nigel the Nomad, which is what I do when I talk to the screen. And I'm going to add some music anyway. So see you at Tunnel Mental. Yeah. Somebody told me that I'm Tunnel Mental. I'm like, no. then the word that I made up, Tunnel Mental, you don't understand. See, the thing is, we were Tunnel Vision, but then we started to act within the framework of Blinders, Tunnel Vision, within that framework. So we ended up Tunnel Mental, but we've got to remember that it's not our mental side. It's our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. You know, we have to understand those four have to be in balance so as we can transmit and receive. It's quite simple. And Tunnel Mental means you are blocking your mental capacity. Open it up. The heart is an intelligent organ. It's not just the brain. Anyway. Love, live life. thank you very much for listening. Hit the subscribe and ring the bell and make a comment. That way I know you're here. Are you here? Is there anybody there? Is there anybody there?